Hi everyone, in this week's video I'm going to talk you through how we get our young horses ready for a show. To give our horses a successful start to their careers, we really have to prepare them and expose them to situations that they're going to be coming across when they start going to shows and events. So by the time that you see one of my horses at an event, we have taken lots of steps to get them there, to prepare them. So the first thing that we do is get the horses loading confidently. Whether it's the horse box or the trailer, they need to be confident at loading and then travelling. So we tend to take them, if they're a nervous or panicky horse or quite insecure, then we take them out with one of our older companions, an old pro who knows their job and will look after them, and they can draw confidence from them. If they're a bit rowdy and a little bit of a troublemaker, then we tend to take them out by themselves to begin with, just so that they don't get too full of themselves or can be a little bit nappy. So once they are loading and travelling well and have a little drive around, either just for around the block or to a little local show, then we're ready for the next steps. The other thing that we do is at home ride them in different arenas. So we're really lucky here that we've got the indoor, the outdoor and the cross-country field. So we get them used to swapping around like you would do at a show. So once we've got the loading and the travelling cracked, we then start to take them out. So if the horses aren't used to working with other horses, I like to take them to a lesson or some clinics. So they start to get used to working calmly around other horses. If they haven't done that before, that can be enough of a shock to the system and be quite distracting for them. We then start to take them to local shows. So if I've got a really sharp horse that I think that the jumping might be a bit too much, I tend to take it to a dressage show or just a really low-key, quiet little show where they start to, again, get a little bit of an atmosphere and work around other horses. So as well as local shows, I also like to take them to clear round jumping events. They're quite local and it starts to get the horses working again in a collecting ring, and the trick to that is just exposure, exposure, exposure. Some horses just take to it really well, others don't, and we can spend quite a lot of time getting them used to working in collecting rings, even if they don't actually compete. And then the next thing to consider is that they go into an arena, for example a jumping arena, and they get a little bit of stage fright. They can worry about the fillers or the banners around the sides. So again, practice makes perfect. The other thing to consider is that if you're a little bit nervous, if you're not sure how your horse will react, work on a little routine at home that you can do in the collecting ring so that it becomes a little bit like clockwork for the horse. Some horses, the routine will help them and they'll know, oh, this is just what we're going to do and we're going to settle into it. And it gives you a really clear idea of what you're going to try and achieve, a few goals in your warm-up, and that in itself will give the horse a little bit of confidence. So don't forget, if your little warm-up routine goes wrong, very often with horses, especially young horses, we have to improvise and we have to go with the flow a little bit. Don't stress too much if you don't do it exactly how you've practiced at home. It's just a guideline to make you and your horse feel a little bit more comfortable. Tip number 1, at home, work with the radio on. When they get to events and shows, there's often loudspeakers and that can really distract the horses. So at home, have a radio, get them used to noises as much as you can, and they start to just work with it like normal. Remember to stay calm and positive, and also have a helper. Young horses, you often need an extra pair of hands, so take somebody with you. It can often help for a little bit of moral support as well. But have somebody who knows your way of working, who knows you and your horse, and that will complement what you're doing and that you work well with and feel confident around. So, to sum up, before my horses go to an event, they are safely exposed to any situations that might come up, so that when they arrive at the show or the event, that they are prepared and they have a better chance of focusing on the job that we expect them to do. I hope this helps and you get some inspiration on preparing your young horse ready for an event. Good luck.